everybody, so outside again today. You know how I love bringing y'all outside, especially when I get a chance to, and well, really, I'm lazy, so I don't really want to get out my equipment, all my lighting equipment and stuff, so it does save a lot of time there. And not to mention, it is fall, it is beautiful, so I think I'm going to make this a thing on my channel whenever I can bring y'all outside. Today I'm going to share with you a few ways you could change the finish of any foundation. So, if that interests you, if you want to find out how to change your foundation without going to get a new foundation, just keep watching. Hey everybody, how are my Glow Tarts doing today? I hope everybody's well. Now before we get started, for those of you that are new, my name is Mandy and welcome to the video. Alright guys, so like I said, again, we are outside and the sun was shining before I'd done my makeup. And now that I'm filming, of course, it is hiding behind the clouds, so I think it might rain. This is actually the second time I've tried to film this video. I did it yesterday and it did start raining on me and it was really too dark, so y'all really couldn't see anything, so I figured I would go ahead and redo that today. Now, please don't mind all this outside noise. You know, it comes with being outside. I do have neighbors that are trying to cut their grass for the last time of the year and pressure washing and talking and people and dogs and all. You know what? It's all outside noise. That is going to happen when you're outside. So I just wanted to share with you a few ways you could change the finish of your foundation without actually having to go get a new foundation. So anyways, guys, let's go ahead and jump in. Let's get started. Now guys, whether you got luminous foundation or you have a mattifying foundation and you want to change the finish, or you don't really want to wear the same finish like that every day, you want to kind of play with it, you want to tweak it, but you don't want to keep going out and buying brand new foundations to do that. There are other ways that you can. And first and foremost, let's go ahead and get the easiest one out of the way. Of course, you can mix your foundations. What foundations that you already have, you can already use to just mix them up. You can take a luminous and you can take a mattifying and mix those two, and it's going to change the finish. Now this is one of my favorite methods for doing this, and this is actually one of my favorite pairs for doing this. These two make the most beautiful satin matte finish that I love it. Now there are people with dry skin and there are people with oily skin, but there are ways to change the finish of their foundation without having to look too matte or too luminous. There is another simple way, but it requires you having a different product. Now those familiar with Cover FX, they do make this. This is a custom cover drop. This not only changes the color of your foundation, I find also changes the finish, because this is a pure pigment. This is nothing but pigment. So of course you do not want to use this by itself because it is completely matte and it's very drying. It's going to crack, it's going to crease, and it's going to make you look like a really dry mess. And I don't think anybody wants that. But this is one way of doing it. But again, you would have to have a product like this to do that. Another way to change the finish of your foundation is you can use one of your primers, or actually L'Oreal has got this product. It's called the Magic Skin Beautifier. Now this is supposed to work as a primer, a BB cream. They have different kinds of this. They've got one that is color correcting. I think there is a green one. There's just so many of these. Now my favorite, of course, is, well, actually my favorite is this one. Now this is their BB cream, the anti-fatigue. Now this brightens, and if you mix this with the foundation, it's going to give you a luminous foundation, a more hydrating foundation. Now there is absolutely no glitter in it, but it does give you that slight glow, and I find that adding a couple drops of this to my foundation makes a really beautiful finish. And again, they make different kinds. Now this one acts as a primer and a corrector and all that good stuff. Now this comes out white, but it is a skin matching formula, so it will blend out to your skin tone. This one is light, and I believe it comes in light, medium, and maybe there is a dark. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure that there is. Same thing with this one. It comes out a little bit lighter, but it has that skin matching formula. So mixing it with a foundation, it just gives you a really beautiful finish. Now that's one way of doing it. And of course there is another primer that I love changing a matte foundation with. Again, it's another L'Oreal product. This is the Magic Light Infusing Primer. This is absolutely gorgeous. It gives you the most beautiful glowy skin that I believe any primer that I've ever tried gives you. But mixing a couple drops of this in your foundation leaves you with a soft matte, but with a slight glow finish, and it is absolutely stunning. I absolutely love this. Matter of fact, this is the second bottle I've been through. And again, if you have a luminous foundation, a hydrating foundation, and you want to change it to be more of a soft matte, or you want to mattify it just a little bit, all you got to do is grab one of your mattifying primers. Now, they make so many of these. Now, you know, the mattifying primer is usually the primers, well, in my case, I use them for my pore-prone areas. So before I apply my makeup, I'll put it around my nose, my chin, and also, what is this thing? The forehead. The forehead. It does also work if you mix it in your foundation. A couple drops of it will change a luminous foundation to a soft matte, and it looks so airbrushed. It's absolutely gorgeous. And for example, Palladio, this one right here, it does have color in it, so there is like a skin tone shade in this, but it will not change the shade of your foundation, just the finish. They also have some that are in clear, and you know, the mattifying primers, they're the ones that have the velvety touch, you know, that makes it just so soft, but it tends to make my makeup slide off, so I have to use this in my pore-prone areas, and I'll use a different primer for the rest of my face. Another way to change the finish, you can also take some of your liquid highlighters, or in my case, I use this liquid bronzer. Now, this will change the tint of your foundation just a little bit because it does have that bronzy color in it, but it leaves just a beautiful finish. It is a very, very glowy finish, so if you are not into that, I would not prefer using one of these liquid bronzers or a liquid highlighter, but that is a way if you want to change your mattifying foundation into a more luminous foundation and give you a glow. I would just put a couple of drops in it, though. I wouldn't go really overboard with it because it's really going to make you look really sweaty and really gross. And again, if you like that look, go for it. You know, there are a lot of people that like that look. Me, one of my favorite finishes is actually the soft matte finish, but I still want a hint of glow in it every once in a while. Now, guys, another way to change the finish of your foundation is the tools you're using to apply your foundation with, whether that be brushes, your beauty blender, your fingers or hands, whatever. You could also change the finish that way. If you want a full coverage, I would suggest use your fingers or your hands, or actually a brush. Now, the way I apply my foundation is usually I will just dot my foundation on, and then I will use my brush to kind of pounce it and blend it in, and then I will go back in with my beauty blender, make sure it is really nice and blended out, and I feel like that gives the perfect finish to any foundation. If you could think of any other ways to change your foundation, go ahead and put them down in the comment section below, and let's just help everybody out, guys, because everybody's got their own ways of doing everything. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and become part of the Glow Tarts family. We would love to have you, and I love you guys so much, and I will see you next video. Bye, guys. Let's try to cast. Whoop, yep. That is too bright. We're just going to wrap up the video, guys.